Today's event's aim is to help you walk away with some golden nuggets so you can progress on to the next step of your property journey. By the end of today, stick with us through the whole presentation, and by the end of it, we will actually give you a gift from us so you can go away and be able to grow your property business or your property portfolio. But we'll do that at the end of the presentation today. Like I said, guys, do feel free to share what sort of challenges you might be facing, and then I will try and answer those questions within the presentation for you. Now, one of the things that I've realized over a period of time is because a lot of people are slightly confused about what is Pen all about. Is it a training company? No, we are not a training company. In fact, we provide property training for absolutely free, which you're going to see today, that we do not sell any training programs. All we do is property deals and property finance. And obviously we sell ad space. That's what we do. So at the front end of it, we provide property training for absolutely free. We do not charge anything whatsoever. Some people are also confused about what is Pen all about. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what Pen is, share our experience. I'll share with you a couple of things that we're working on. And then from that point onwards, I'll share with you the most profitable strategies that you could potentially work on. So Pen is actually a property technology platform, which means that you can go on the platform, get registered regardless of what you do in the property industry. I'll give you an example. If you're a property investor and you're looking for certain kinds of deals, you can actually go and get registered on the platform, have property agents get in touch with you with certain kind of deals that you might be looking at. We do that as well. So when you get registered on PEN, you will get a call from our PEN representatives about, if you write down in the description that you're looking for a lease option, or you're looking for a development deal or a land deal or a hotel or a guest house or whatever, commercial conversion or whatever you might be looking for, you may get a call from us saying, would you like us to help you find some deals? As well as you can find those deals on the platform. So that's on the investor side and property developer side. If you are an agent, you can actually upload your properties on the platform for absolutely free and have investors call you directly. Like I said, for absolutely free. In comparison to Rightmove, Zoopla, and On the Market and so on, they charge you to upload their properties and have investors call you, and we do not charge anything for that. So by all means, you can go on the platform, get registered with one single click, and upload your properties. If you come across any issues or any problems while uploading those properties, send us a message and we will take you through the process. If you are, for example, a builder, you're a broker, you are an architect, a consultant, some sort of consultant, you're a surveyor, you're a planning consultant, you are a builder. Like I said, you could be from any of the categories supplying directly to the property industry. Even if you're a supplier of products within the property industry, you can actually go on the platform not now after this presentation, and then get registered and have investors call you directly. Like I said, at the front end of it, PEN is completely free. We do not charge anything for training, or for that matter, anything at the front end for anything at all. It's a free platform for everyone to use, and you can do that after this presentation. That's what Pen is all about. Like I said, this is phase 1, and phase 2 will be more social features. So you'll be able to go on it and get connected with people like you do on Facebook and LinkedIn. You'd be able to, for example, create your own profiles. You can actually share your profile and get rated by so for example, you can get rated by property investors. You can share your profile with your prospects, your clients, to show them your rating. So there's lots of features that we are bringing in. In fact, you'd be able to create your own groups on the PEN platform after phase 2. You'd also be able to book events like you do on Eventbrite, for example, but PEN is mainly focused on property. You'd be able to create your own property events on the platform itself and then share those with others. So there's lots and lots of features that we are bringing in on phase 2. That's what PEN is all about. So now I'm actually we're just gonna share our journey with you. So so someone was asking here that tell us a bit about yourself. So I'm gonna share that a bit about me. I started very, very passively into property industry back in 2003. I bought my first property, which was a BTL. Back then you could buy your first property as a BTL, now you can't. But back then, this was 2003. I bought another one in 2007, another one in 2011, and so on and so forth, very, very passively, while I was actually running a chauffeur company near Heathrow. We built that company from scratch to a team of 25 over a period of roughly about 11, 12 years. And we sold that chauffeur business in 2014, so almost 6 years now. And after that, so within this journey, I did my bachelor's degree in leadership and management. I also did a consulting diploma. I'm also a qualified financial advisor. I have CMAP and CFA, which I've done back in the days. I'm also a finance broker. These are just the qualifications, but the actual journey is more about the hard work and the persistence that went into building the chauffeur company that we built, which, like I said, we sold it in 2014. We were turning over well in seven-figure revenue, sorry. And after that, I started into consulting. We were consulting on business development after 2014 till about 2017. And after 2017, I once had, one of the days was I had a phone call from a friend of mine. And in fact, it's someone that I speak with on a regular basis. And he's a developer. He's been, doing flips and development for quite some time. In fact, he's been doing renovations for over 16, 17 years. I spoke with him and then I started shadowing him. He was doing a development at that point in London, a GDV 4 million development, which I became an investor on board, as well as actively involved in the day-to-day operations of that development. And while I was shadowing him, I come from more of a tech perspective. So I was looking at the property industry and I was thinking, how is it that we can potentially bring tech into the picture to be able to actually solve many of the problems faced by property investors and property developers and in general property professionals? How is it that we can use property tech or the technology as a means to solve many of these problems? And that's where we came up with the idea of PEN that you see as it is now. So that's where we come from. So we started building. So the idea was conceived a couple of years ago while we were investing into property, developments and refurbs and so on. And then the tech team was, we hired a tech team that started building the PEN platform phase 1. And we launched phase 1 in November 2019. So it's been roughly about 5 months, something like that. And we already, and we started working on creating the network, which is a 7,000 people network at the moment, roughly about a year ago. So it has grown to about 7,000 people in a period of about 12, 13, 14 months or so. That's a little bit about me. I actually went through a very tough life, to be fair. I remember being at a point in my life where I didn't have enough money for breakfast, waking up one day and looking at my account, literally had about £9 in my account when I was about 26 years old. And I was at one point even suicidal. My business was suffering, my health was suffering at that time. But I managed to pick myself up and then we built the chauffeur company. And then, like I said, we sold that company in 2014. But I've been through some really, really rough phases of my life, and we managed to pick ourselves up. Again, the purpose of sharing the story is to inspire you so you can do it too. I actually believe in you. I come across so many people, it actually surprises me that when they speak with their family members and they speak with their friends and so on, their colleagues, no one tends to believe in them. And that I find actually very, very strange, because I actually believe in you. You are a human like me. If I think I have done it, or I've done a few things, or achieved a few things in my life. I think you can do it too. I literally, every person that I speak with, my positivity goes into looking at the person and believing that if I can do it, you can do it too. So I believe that you can really, really do very, very well in property industry. Welcome, Josh. Welcome, Basit. Welcome, Ash. Um, we're just sharing our journey here. Like I said, I believe that every human is really, really capable, and you're really, really capable of achieving whatever you put your focus to, whatever you put your mind to, and you keep persisting rather than changing industries. One of the things that we struggled with is I was into transportation, and transportation is another business that is getting very, very difficult. And when I look back, I think I should not change industries. I just enjoy working. You put me in front of anything, I'm into, my expertise comes into, for example, finance. My expertise comes at, being a very, very operational. So in terms of operations and business development, we are very, very strong at that. So you can give me any business and I can grow it. And I don't mind either it's a property business or it's a transportation business. But when I look back at my journey, I always think that transportation, if I had focused, we could have launched an app and we could have done a lot more with it. But again, we learn with life and we learn. And I believe that if you stick to one industry, you got to stick to that industry, regardless of what industry you're in. If you are working on property industry, keep persisting. That is the key. Stick to one industry for about 10 years, keep persisting, and you will build a substantial business there. Welcome, Sadiq. Welcome, Muhammad. Welcome, Z. We're just sharing a bit about the history of PEN and a little bit about ourselves in the journey. So another question that I've been asked many times is, if the front end of PEN is all free, then how do you make money? So the front end of everything of PEN is absolutely free. You can get registered, you can have investors call you directly, and so on and so forth. At the back end of it, we do property sourcing, property acquisitions, and we help investors find the right kind of deals that they might be looking for. And that's how we monetize. We also provide property finance, as well as we sell ad space on the PEN platform. This is a question that I've come across many, many times, so I thought I'll just convey that. Another question that I get asked all the time is, why are we doing this? Like pretty much everyone you out there, guys, I have a family to look after. I have a family back in India. I also have a family here. I have a very young girl, 4.5, almost 5 years old now, that, I have to pay my bills, pretty much like everyone out there. Like I said, I've been through a very, very rough phase in my life where we didn't have enough money to even have breakfast or to be able to eat, and being even suicidal at one point in my life. But we all do to pay our bills, to look after our families, our loved ones, as well as being able to give back something to our community. If you guys observe, those who are in our WhatsApp groups can potentially see that we have another group called Accountability and Charity Group. We support a couple of charities. One of them is called Kitbag, which is actually, which was started by my mentor, Chris Haycock. So we support that charity. We also support another charity called Khalsa Aid, which is another charity. He's a very well-known person called Ravi. Within the UK, he's very well known. So we support 2 charities there. So why we do this is to look after our families, our loved ones, as well as to be able to give back to our communities. Now, my personal experience, like I shared earlier as well, that we are invested into BTLs, we are invested into refurb projects, flip projects. We are also invested into property development projects. I'm also invested into, for example, some properties in India, for example, into commercial investments. Combined experience of the financial teams that we work with is providing debt over almost £10 billion. Investors on board. So I've been an investor on board on a development of 4 million GDV, as well as another one. We have 2 active refurb projects going on as we speak. We have active finance cases going on. So for example, I'm a finance broker. We have active finance cases of well over 150 million as we speak. We also have well over 5 billion pound worth of properties on the PEN platform as we speak. You can go and check that. These are land deals, development deals, hotels, care homes, BTLs, off-market deals, HMOs, and so on and so forth. Pretty much all the categories that you can think of, because we are purely focused on property investors. So we do not cover residential stock. We do cover BTLs, so in areas that are actually predominantly in good demand for tenants. PEN network, like I shared earlier as well, is almost 7,000 people as we speak. We have 8 PEN representatives, company representatives here. One of them is Jassim, who is actually controlling my screen. He's a very well experienced guy. I'm going to share about him in a bit with you guys, and a few more which I'm going to share about. Now, combined experience of the team. So we have one of the reps in the team is Satyadev Kumar Sethi. I don't know if he's here. He is. Welcome, Sethi. Thank you for joining, Sethi. Thank you, Sethi, for joining. So we have Sethi here. He's our company representative. He runs an estate agency in East London where he manages well over 300 properties and has experience of nearly 20 years. So I'm actually going to give here to Sethi to share his experience and his challenges and triumphs within the property industry. Sethi, over to you, Sethi. Would you like to share some wisdom with us here?
Hi guys, yeah, I just will jump in. So our estate agency has been now actively running for 17 years. We are based in East London, literally Seven Kings, which is Redbridge Council. We are a stone throw away from Seven Kings Station, which is Crossrail Station. Our experience and coverage is management, property lettings, sales of residential property, sales of developments, and also commercial leasing, commercial sales. We cover everything in regards, also including leisure and retail. So we've got full coverage there. And the new thing we're breaking into as a company as well is something that we'll probably be working with Penn in the long run as well, which will be Hanson's Capital as well. So it's a big thing coming up in the future. Experience-wise, being involved with property now for 20 years. When I was 21, my first buy-to-let, my cousins actually said save money from the age of 17. So I saved money. And then as a consortium, we purchased our first few properties then, and ever since we've just been growing them steadily. Yeah, I'm honoured to be part of Penn and helping this group grow, and it's a fantastic group. And they've got a very clear vision in regards to where they want to go to, and they've got some very experienced people on board as well, so it's fantastic. Sorry, my throat's a little bit dry today, so struggling getting the words out.
Thank you, Sethi. Thank you for sharing.
No problem, Jack.
Thank you.
No problem.
So now I'm going to go over to Jassim. He is our company representative as well. He's qualification wise, he's a civil engineer, but he's been working in the property industry for over 10 years. He's worked in multiple countries. He's worked in India, Australia, Qatar, and in UK. So I'm going to give it over to Jassim now. He is going to share a bit more of his experience.
Thank you, Jack. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Hi, Thati. So I am a civil engineer. I have over 10 plus years of experience in real estate and construction industry. I have been doing program management, wherein I come at a very nascent stage of the project and help developers work through the whole life cycle of the project till the delivery. And that's where I come in, and that's how I help. I've been glad to be associated with Penn, working on various deals, analyzing them, appraising deals to do it ourselves or to source it on. And we are a great close member team of about 8 of us, each one bringing in their own experience, including Jack, Sati, Hemal, Mazi. I think Ledio is also on the call. There are a few more people who are not on the call at this stage, but I'm happy and glad to be there and happy to help others as well. That's the goal of PEN, which we align, and that's how we are together.
Thank you, Jassim. Thank you for sharing that. Obviously, we're going to get back to Jassim in a bit once we start sharing the most profitable strategies within the property industry. We are at the moment online 69 people. I'm definitely expecting more, but we are 69 as we speak. So we have more people in the property industry. So for example, we have another member of our team called Muzzy. He is based in Coventry. He is a rent-to-rent expert. So over to Muzzy, who's going to share his experience with everyone here.
Hi, Jack. Hi, everyone. How are we doing? The name is Muzzy. And yeah, so I just a quick story about myself then. I came to England back in 2004 and started my career in engineering, manufacturing engineering, which is what I am qualified as now. Started up that way as an apprentice, worked for several automotive companies as an apprentice, and got a job eventually for Jaguar Land Rover, which is who I actually still work for now. So my property journey sort of started accidentally about 5 years ago, and I didn't really focus on it too much until last year when I joined with PEN essentially, and started acquiring rent-to-rent properties. Got a couple in Reading, Northampton, Birmingham, Coventry, and Nuneaton. I'm actually based in the Coventry area, and I can see there's a couple of guys who are based in Coventry. Hi, guys. So yeah, at PEN, as Jassim and Jack have already mentioned, everyone who's part of it has got their own bit of experience, and I've got quite a lot to learn actually from everyone else at the minute. Everyone brings their own expertise. Everyone brings their own information. There's a lot to learn, but it's very, very, very helpful. I've been part of this since last year, and it's accelerated my journey quite a lot, and really enjoying it so far. So if there's anyone who's looking to get any information about our rent-to-rent portfolio and how we acquired it, how we've managed to access it direct to landlords and through agents as well, feel free to be in touch. We're happy to share that information, and
Muzzy,
glad to speak to people.
Muzzy, share with us one of the deals that you picked up, and how did you do that?
So I'll just pick one at random. The one in Northampton. So one of the ones in Northampton, we did a direct to vendor campaign where we sent several letters and several leaflets, and just being very present and very out loud on Facebook. Quite a lot of information, quite a lot of people got back to us just to ask a little bit about what it is that we do and how we can help them essentially. We found one of the properties that had been empty for about 4 months, and one of the landlords themselves didn't even know who to speak to. And it was actually their son who had seen a video of me talking about rent to rent and how we can help landlords. That's how we actually accessed that one, and we realized that it would be good for service accommodation, so we set it up for service accommodation. So that one is one of the simple ones for direct to vendor, but we've got a few that we went through agents as well.
That's very interesting. Now over to another company representative, Hemal Shah. He's based in Middlesex, very close to where I am. We're based in Slough. Our office is in Wembley. So over to Hemal. He's gonna share with us some of his experience.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Hope you're well this evening in this uncertain and unprecedented time, keeping all healthy and safe. A little bit about my background. So I joined up with Jack and the team back end of last year, early this. My background is investment banking, front office, 15 years plus experience working in front office technology and managing portfolios, cross-asset execution. I've always wanted to get involved with property, and got involved full-time over the last year, and building up relationships. My focus is about helping people, so bringing together investors with the right deals, so understanding their requirements building the relationships with the agents, brokers, and accessing and putting together deals following analysis and appraisal with the investors based on their requirements. So through that relationship building and understanding exactly what the investor wants, we're well positioned to put the deal and the investor together, and working in collaboration with Jack and the great Penn team, and everyone's got amazing skill sets and experience. It furthers our reach to service our clients and bring you the best possible deal. And ideally, we want to grow together long term. So again, welcome aboard. Any issues and questions that you may have around finding the right deal, feel free to approach the team. I'm based in Harrow, Northwest London, so very close to Jack, as he mentioned, and we regularly get together, and through technology platforms like this, we're able to communicate and stay in touch through social.
Thank you. Thank you, Hemel. Thank you for sharing that. One of the things that I realized only obviously with this crisis going on is that the more problems we face, like COVID-19 and all that, I think there's going to be a lot more technology that's going to come into the picture to solve many of the problems that we all are facing as we speak. And PEN is actually going to play a major part going long term. So over to our next company representative, Lydio. He's actually got a IT background. Over to you, Lydio. Do we have Lydia here?
Yeah, can you hear me, Jack?
Yes, I can see you and hear you. Share a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My connection is a little unstable, so forgive me for that. So I'm a deal sourcer based here in the Midlands. I actually came to the UK not so long ago. It's been more or less a year. My background is actually in IT. I used to work for and my background doesn't really fit in with property. However, ever since I came to the UK, I started as a deal sourcer, went full time, and I just poured all of my effort into it. Started growing my network, starting getting out, just doing, being active, and just making sure that I have my focus set completely on what I want to achieve. And after growing my network, eventually I reached Jack. And that's how I became a part of the PEN. It hasn't been many months yet. I've learned so much from Jack, and I'd actually like to thank you personally.
Thank you.
We're still growing. We're growing as a business together. I'm growing as a business personally. And if there's anything that anybody would like to ask, my only advice would be, just to make it really simple and short, is believe in yourself, believe in where you want to go. And don't give up. Don't think that the recession is going to be anything negative. If anything, it's simply going to remove people who weren't as committed, and it will actually create a lot of space for people who are actually have their sights set on this. You will definitely be able to succeed if you set your mind to it. As I said, I'm a guy from Italy with no prior experience in property, and if you set your sights on it, you can definitely succeed. It's all in the mindset, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Lydio, for sharing. Now we are going to jump to the actual gist of what we need to talk about today, which is the most profitable strategies. I'm actually going to start sharing these strategies in a chronological order of profit. So we're going to start with the least profitable all the way up to the most profitable strategy that is potentially available within the property industry. Now, depending on where you are in your journey, either you're a novice or you are a seasoned investor or somewhere in the middle, it depends a lot on all of that as well. But we're going to start with the first one, which is rent-to-rent strategies, which is, I see it personally as the least profitable. Reason for that, rent-to-rent is actually a very easy strategy to use. If you are struggling to find rent-to-rent deals, if that's what you're looking for, all you got to do is create good relationships with local estate agents and say, we don't just go and tell them we do rent, we want rent to rent. Tell them that we are looking to do we do corporate bookings. For example, we take on corporate bookings. That's normally the easier way of going around and getting these properties through your estate agents, through Rightmove, Zoopla, and so on and so forth. Rightmove, Zoopla also allows you to check these properties from, for example, there's a tab there which allows you to check properties which have been, on the market to be rented out for a long period of time. If they can't be rented out, those can be taken for rent to rent. And if you market very, very heavily, they can very easily generate quite a lot of income. In fact, let me share with you one story. I met a guy about 12 months ago, 13 months ago, a 25-year-old guy. He had started in property literally as when I met him the first time. He was literally looking at his first rent to rent. He built a rent to rent portfolio of over 10 properties, rent to HMO portfolio of over 10 properties, and each of them generating him well over £700 to £800 per month, generating a 26-year-old guy well over 7 to 8 grand a month in cash flow. This is net cash flow I'm talking about. So yes, it's the least profitable strategy, but for as long as you go and implement some of the simple strategies of being able to find these properties on Rightmove and Zoopla, and then being able to, for example, create relationships with local estate agents, you will do very, very well. Unfortunately, rent to rent doesn't do as well in London. It does very well up north, a lot better than what you would get in London. The reason rent to rent I look at the least profitable is because it is not your portfolio, so it's not really growing in capital. For example, one of the first properties that I bought back in 2003, and I still have that property has gone up by about 150% in 17 years. So if I was doing rent to rent, I would not gain that capital appreciation if I was just doing rent to rent. So that is exactly why it is the least profitable strategy, but that does not mean it's not profitable. If you do it well, you can make quite a lot of money even from rent to rent. Yes, Limonos has asked a question. This chaos just focused on my mind on strategy to follow and good opportunities to educate yourself. Of course, you got to educate yourself at this moment of time. While we are limited with what we can do, one of the best things we can potentially do is learn. And these online events is one of the things that we can, we are here to learn. Like I said, we are a company that doesn't charge for training. We provide property training for absolutely free. Like I said, I'm going to take you through all the profitable strategies in a chronological order of least profitable up to the most profitable. So you got to stick with us. The second one is BTLs, buy to lets. This is something that I believe many people start into. They buy a BTL, they don't realize that the sort of profits they're going to make, and they in most cases end up making a lot lesser profit than what they expected. Even though BTLs at the moment are the most profitable because of the lower interest rates available. But when the interest rates actually start to go up, the profits in BTLs will start to actually diminish with higher interest rates. But BTLs are another strategy that you can potentially work on. In fact, there are many, many people that I know that have well over 100 BTL properties, but they don't just sit on cash flow. Their purpose is more capital growth and so on, and more like a pension fund for them. And they don't want more complicated strategies, which is what some of the strategies are. They're more complicated, but BTL is probably one of the most simplest strategies to follow. The third least profitable strategy that I look at, there's about 9 of them in the list. The third most least profitable strategy that I look at is sourcing. Now, I don't personally think that sourcing should be taken as a full-time job. I look at sourcing as a side income. Now, those who know what they're doing in terms of sources, and I'm going to share with you a bit more depth into sourcing. Those who know what they're doing, they can actually make quite a lot of money from sourcing. I'll give you an example. So for example, we are working on a deal at the moment, which is a development deal. And the sourcing fee on that is about £54,000 on one single deal. Now, imagine doing 2 of those deals in a year. That's 6-figure income as a side income, but you got to know what you're doing. We are talking about development and land deals. I believe if you're sourcing smaller deals, I don't see it as wrong, but I see it as if you have to invest a lot of your time into it, then it may not be worth it. If you have to invest only maybe 20 minutes of your time into sourcing a smaller deal that brings you a couple of grand, well, that's not a problem. But if you have to invest 5 days of your time and you only make a grand or 2 grand in a deal, I don't see it as a very good time investment. But if you are investing, let's say 5 or 10 days of your time into sourcing a land deal, a development deal, a hotel or a care home or a conversion deal, and that brings you in 20 grand, 30 grand, 50, 100 grand in sourcing fee, that I believe is a good time investment. And you can actually do that if you are focused on sourcing, to focus on larger land deals, development deals, hotels, care homes. Hotels are more difficult, but care homes, conversion deals, and so on are a bit more easier. But a question that I've been asked many, many times is, how do we source these deals? Well, there are various ways. One is to do your own marketing. There are various ways to do your own marketing. You can get HMO registered, from your local council. You can also, I'll give you an example. Another way of sourcing, for example, land development deals and so on is, walking. I was walking yesterday. In fact, I walked from one of our sites in Slough down to Langley, which is roughly an hour's walk. And I managed to look at 3 different land and development deals on the way, all of them pretty large deals. And then we were looking to get more details from Land Insight and Nimbus to be able to approach those landlords to be able to negotiate a deal. So walking, running your own marketing campaigns, using Land Insight and Nimbus is a great, great way to be able to source these larger deals. But remember, sourcing I look at as a side hustle, as a side income and a strategy to be able to use to go with your full income, whatever that might be for you. If you'd like to learn more about sourcing, we share on our YouTube channel. You can go and check our YouTube channel as Jack Dawhra. You can follow and watch a lot of videos on how we source and analyze some of those deals. The fourth one that I see in the journey of being the most profitable is doing serviced accommodations. But the funny thing about serviced accommodations is that a lot of people think it's a property strategy, while it actually isn't a property strategy. It's more focused towards hospitality, and it is a different ball game altogether. You got to be able to find the right kind of properties, again, by creating the right kind of being able to create relationships with your local estate agents, being able to find the right deals from Rightmove and Zoopla, which is very, very easy to find these deals, guys. In fact, I will probably do a video and put it up on our YouTube channel one day on how to find these deals on Rightmove and Zoopla. Either it's sourcing deals or being able to find these service accommodations or HMOs or conversions, development deals, land deals, development deals. All of this you can find on Rightmove and Zoopla and Land Insight and Nimbus. You can actually, so I'll actually share one of the days this video about how to find these deals. Sunil, thank you for joining. But serviced accommodation is 4th in the list of being the least most profitable strategy. We have 9 in the list, but the least profitable, we are going from down to up, serviced accommodation as the 4th in the list. The 5th in the list I look at is HMOs. Now, this morning we interviewed Rick Gennon. I don't know if you know Rick Gennon. He has a portfolio of 150 units, HMO units, and he's the most experienced HMO provider that I can think of. We interviewed him this morning, but HMOs are very, very profitable for as long as you own these HMOs. And especially, it's very profitable if you can find deals that you can convert to HMOs yourself and then keep those HMOs rather than selling those HMOs. Remember, the strategy into development deals and conversions is either you sell these deals or you keep them for yourself. I look at as the long-term investment, being able to keep these deals yourself and rent them out. Either it's a HMO or it's a conversion or it's a development deal or some sort of planning of flip or whatever. I look at these deals as being able to keep rather than sell. But HMOs are very, very profitable. Finding these deals again comes down to your own marketing campaigns. We can share in one of our videos how to do these marketing campaigns, not a problem. Also, being able to create relationships with your local estate agents. I cannot insist enough how important it is to create relationships with your local estate agents, because those are the guys that will bring you the maximum amount of deals, maximum number of deals. Also, like I said, doing your own marketing campaigns, as well as being very, very active on social media. Now, we have as PEN about well over 20 deals that we've managed to secure from being very, very active on social media. So I cannot insist enough on being active on social media and just sharing with people what is it that you do and what is it that you're looking for. And I can show you that you'll have a lot of people approaching you if you just do it the right way with the right kind of mindset. So what I mean by that is that not coming from a very salesy angles. So don't come across as very salesy. You're not there to sell. You are just there to help out people. And I can assure you that here you'll have lots and lots of people approaching you to give you these deals. Also, creating good relationships with local landlords. Now you can get a very, very large list of landlords from your local council's website. Like I said, there's normally a HMO register. You can find planning permissions being applied through the use of Rightmove and the Land Insight and Nimbus. Creating good relationships with those landlords will get you a lot more deals. Like I said, either they are serviced accommodation deals or HMO deals, and we're going to move on to the next step. In HMOs, for example, most HMOs that I come across, the most effective sweet spot is having about 6 rooms. Any less than 6, they're not as profitable, and any more than 7 are a lot more complicated to deal with, because then you require planning permission and so on and so forth. There's a lot more complication to that. So the sweet spot in terms of HMOs is having in a single unit 6 ensuite rooms, which are very much in demand. And those 6 rooms can potentially generate you net cash flow of a little over £1,000 a month, which means that one single HMO, £1,000 a month, that's £12,000 a year. If you have about 5 of those, you can be very easily sitting on a cash flow of £6,000 a year, £6,000 a month. Coming to the next strategy, which I see as the fourth in the list from the top as most profitable, is conversion deals. Now, what do I mean by conversion deals is normally it's office to resi conversions, but they can be different kinds of conversions as well. But one of the most in demand is office to resi, because in many cases you don't either need planning permission, or even if you do need planning permission, you're more likely to get that planning permission, because if an office block is derelict, which means it's been sitting there vacant, then you are more likely to be able to negotiate with the landlord and being able to more likely get planning permission, or it might be a permitted development, speak with your architect, being able to get planning permission to be able to convert it into residential flats or houses or whatever that might be in your zone. So conversion deals, again, are very, very profitable. How do you find these conversion deals? Again, very, very simple. Creating very good relationships with landlords, very good relationships with your estate agents, and then running your own marketing campaigns. And then obviously at the top, which is what we are doing as we speak, is being able to drive around, being able to check Land Insight and Nimbus as your main software tools to be able to find these deals. We as a team are working very, very closely to find these deals. So if you're looking for deals and we want PN to help you find these deals, we can help you with that. But the easy way to find these deals is to use these software tools to be able to drive around, find these derelict sites, have great relationships with landlords. Like I said, I cannot insist enough on that, and with local estate agents. So conversions is another one. And then from the top, development deals. Now, let me share with you an example. A development deal, you can only get funding, and I come from a financial background. I'm a broker, so I'm coming from the financial perspective here, that to be able to get funding on a project or development project, you need to have at least 20% profit margin. Okay, if you have 25, that's a sweet spot. That's what you should be looking for, 25% on the GDV. If you have 30%, then that is a great deal. 30% profit margins on the GDV is what your aim needs to be, 25 to 30%. But development deals can potentially pay you unlimited return on investment of either money as well as time, especially your strategy is based on building and renting them out rather than selling them. Because remember, if you have a profit margin of, let's say, 30% on GDV, then if you are borrowing, for example, 20-25% from seed investors, you can be paying these guys back and still be left with about 5 to 10% equity in there, and not a lot of your own personal money, but still be able to own the whole of the development for yourself, to rent it out and create a great passive income for yourself. Again, how do you find these deals? It comes down to you being active on social media, you being active in terms of running your own marketing campaigns. If you need help with how do you run these marketing campaigns, we can help you with that. If you're looking help with how to find these deals on Land Insight, Nimbus, approach us, send us a WhatsApp message I'm going to leave my number here again. Send us a WhatsApp message and we will be able to help you with how to run these marketing campaigns, how to find these deals, how to be able to monetize and be able to deliver on these deals. Remember, it takes a lot of patience and persistence to not just find these deals, but to be able to deliver on these deals. So the third most profitable that I see in the list from the top now is development deals. But the most profitable strategy, and there's two here, one of them is planning uplift, which a lot of people don't really focus on, which is the key. Now, once we share with you all these profitable strategies, remember that at the end of this online event, online presentation, we're gonna give you a gift. So you're gonna have to stay till the end of this presentation for you to know what the gift will be for you. Now, coming down to the second most profitable, which is planning uplift. But how do you do that? Again, it comes down to a very, very simple strategy, which is being able to find land without planning permission. Thank you, Kuljit, for being here. But I was sharing about planning uplift, being able to find land without planning permission. How do you find this land without planning permission? Like I shared with you earlier, a story that I walked roughly about an hour yesterday, and we managed to find 3 deals that we're going to approach the the landlords to be able to negotiate these deals, and these are all land deals. It's all about being able to create the right kind of relationships with local estate agents, with your local landlords, and being very, very active on your social media, and then being active in your local community, because you're going to get approached by these landlords to help them. Because remember, most people do not understand planning, and for you to be able to work on planning uplift, which is the second most profitable strategy in the list, is being very, very active and being known for development and being an expert at planning. That's what you need to be known for. And until and unless you're known for being very good at planning, you will not get approached by landlords to be able to give you that authority to apply for planning permission. When it comes to planning uplift, there's various ways to negotiate these deals. You can, normally the best strategy to be able to negotiate a land deal is either to buy yourself if you have the money, or the second one is to negotiate a option agreement. Not a lease agreement, but an option agreement. Again, we will one of these days make a video giving you more insight into how to negotiate these option agreements and then being able to find land and development deals. And this is, again, these are really, really profitable strategies. I'm talking about in a single deal making 100 grand up to easily a couple of million. That's very, very easy to make in some of these deals. But you need to be very, very focused, and you need to be you need to learn from seasoned investors about planning about being able to find these deals and then being able to negotiate. Now, before I share with you the most profitable strategy, which is a very, very long-term strategy, it's not a short-term strategy, is focusing on tech as being able to solve many of the problems that we face within the property industry. Like I said, PEN is a property tech platform, and we are solving many, many problems going long term. But again, with tech, you need to be very, very focused. You need to find a gap. You need to have a lot of money to invest, but it pays off very, very well in the long term. But you need to be, like I said, being able to find a very good gap in the market, and then being able to fund it yourself initially, and then at one point go and being able to find investors for yourself. A very, very profitable strategy. Again, it's something that does take a lot of experience, and it does take a lot of effort and persistence and money, unfortunately, to be able to grab on any of those opportunities. But one of the things that I'd like to share with everyone here is that as a team PEN, the representatives that you saw, is that we work on many of these strategies behind the scene. And as appointed representatives, when you join, you'd be able to learn many of these strategies that we work on daily basis. If you'd like more information on joining us as a company representative, please do send us a WhatsApp message on the number in the chat, and then we will be able to give you more information on that. Now, coming down to how is it that PEN can potentially help you in the process, where the synergies, where are the collaborations that you can potentially work on. Now, if you're looking for a land deal, a development deal, if you're looking for a conversion deal, if you're looking for a HMO, if you're looking for BTLs or service accommodation deals or rent-to-rent deals or any of these deals for that matter, send us a quick WhatsApp message sharing your location and the kind of budget that you potentially have, and we will, as a team, come back to you and then share with you how we can find you some of these deals. PEN at the moment is a team of 8 representatives and 2 more investors on board, which means we are a team of 10 people with well over 7,000 people within the network for us to be able to help you with, to be able to find these deals. So you have our WhatsApp number there. If you are sitting in a different country than UK, send us a WhatsApp message. We can potentially help you because we have quite a lot of clients that are based in, for example, Hong Kong, based in India, and so on and so forth. And some clients in States as well that I've been speaking with. If you are looking for funding, for example, you guys might know this, and I mentioned earlier as well that I'm a finance broker. We can help you with funding in terms of conventional funding, for example, up to about 70% of the cost and 90% of the GDV. And if you are looking for more than that, that means if you're looking for 100% of the total cost, send us a WhatsApp message. I'll send you the criteria, and then we can discuss from that point onwards. There's a very, very strict criteria in terms of being able to get 100% of the total cost for a development project. We'll be able to share that with you, but you need to meet the criteria. If you are looking for a reliable build team, we have a few build teams in collaboration with the PEN, and we can share those builders with you, which means that we can help you with quotes, we can help you with conversions, new builds, refurbs, any of that we can potentially help you with, as we have collaboration with many of the build teams. If you are looking for partners in the property industry, for example, if you're looking for a planning company, an architect company, a legal company, a structural engineer, if you're looking for a planning company, a legal company, a tax company, we have collaborations with pretty much every team that you can potentially think of. And we will be able to recommend you. These are vetted people. These are very, very experienced people that can potentially help you in your property journey. Again, send us a WhatsApp message and we will be able to share details with you. On the legal side of things, we have a collaboration with a company that can potentially help you reduce your conveyancing time by almost 50%. So if you're struggling with your solicitor, share with us what sort of things that you're struggling with, and we will be able to share with you our legal team's details, who will be able to reduce your conveyancing time by, like I said, 50%. Imagine doing conveyancing and it takes you 3 months. All of a sudden now it takes a month and a half, or it normally takes you about 2 months. Now it takes a month. We have a very, very good team in place that can help you with your legals. And this is something a lot of people struggle with. Now, I'm going to look at some of the questions that have been asked. So Carl has written, I carry out commercial conversions in Cumbria. I'm keen to start converting into other areas. Therefore, if anyone has any potential conversions they'd like me to look at, then get in touch. We have Carl Waters in our WhatsApp groups. I think he's in our WhatsApp groups. So if anyone is looking to do conversions, he is your man to get in touch in Cumbria. If you are facing any challenges, you can ask these questions in the chat and I will be able to answer those questions for you. Now the surprise gift, okay? One of the things, again, a lot of people that I observe struggle with is being able to analyze these deals, not just being able to find these deals, but analyze these deals. Now, between me and one of our team members, Jassim, that we had earlier, we've actually created a YouTube video that we've actually shared on YouTube, where you can actually learn how to analyze deals. Either they are small deals, or they are medium kind of deals, or they're larger deals. We've actually shared a structured way to be able to analyze any deals that you come across. And this is something that I've covered, that I come across that a lot of people struggle with. So this is a gift from PEN to you, this video. And if you would like us to give you this gift and share this video with you, send us a WhatsApp message to me or to Jassim. Jassim, can you share your number in the chat, either to myself or with Jassim, and he will be able to share with you not just the video on deal analysis, but we will be able to share with you a spreadsheet that we can that will help you analyze. It's like preliminary analysis of a deal that will help you analyze any deal that you look at. Either it's a conversion deal, a development deal, a land deal, a planning uplift, whatever that might be. That video and the spreadsheet will help you analyze any deal that you come across. That's a gift from us to you that you can take away. We're going to give you another gift before we go. So bear with us till we get to that point, guys. Another thing that I'd like to share with everyone here is that, again, I come across this a lot of time. People have had difficult times in their life. People have struggled. They do not have their own, they struggle with their voice in terms of being able to approach people, being able to ask for help. Guys, by no means, please, it's a request to everyone to come and ask if you need help, not just to us, but in the WhatsApp groups. We have just in the WhatsApp groups well over 5,000 people. We have well over 25 groups with well over 5,000 people in them. If you come in the group and ask for help, I can assure you either PEN or one of the members of PEN or someone in those WhatsApp groups will come and help you, and I'll make sure of that you get the help that you need. Just come and ask, and we will be able to find you someone who can potentially help you. Remember, if you don't ask, you do not get. If you don't ask a question, you do not find the answer. If you do not ask for help, you will not get help. So come down to the WhatsApp groups, or just in here, ask what is that you're looking for. Yes, they'll be able to share the spreadsheet with you. On to the next one. If you would like to collaborate with PEN and what sort of synergy we can potentially have with you, send us a WhatsApp message on my number. I'll share that number here again. It's 07886 962647. That's 07886 962647 in the chat. If you would like to collaborate with PEN, send us a WhatsApp message, and then also write about yourself. What is it that you do, so we can see where the synergy is, because there are multiple levels that we can potentially collaborate with people, depending on what is it that you are focused on, or what area you might be focused on, what sort of strategy that you might be focused on. We can potentially collaborate on many of the aspects and layers. So send us a message and we will take it from there. Multiple opportunities, like I said earlier. Also, one of the big opportunities that we have within PEN is being able to join as a company representative. If you'd like to know more details about that, again, send us a WhatsApp message and we will be able to send you more details on that. Guys, let me share with you something that I personally really believe in. I believe persistence is key, and this is something that you might have heard a million times. Creativity is key. Being very creative with the way you approach vendors, being able to being very creative with the way you deal with, for example, landlords or estate agents. You need to be very creative, because if you go direct and you tell them directly what you do, they may not want to deal with you. So you do have to be creative in terms of building your business. Remember, it's your business. And I think this is something that I come across again, many people that people struggle with, is persistence. I mean, it's your life, it's your business, and if you don't persist, who will? And one of the things that I learned from Jim Rohn that has really stuck with me is, how many calls do I make? How many times do I keep trying till I become successful? And Jim Rohn said, well, as many times as it takes. So guys, I cannot insist enough. Keep persisting, keep persisting. It's about working smart and working very hard. I have in my lifetime had days when I've not come back home from office literally 72 hours, like just sat in my office for 72 hours. I've had days when I've worked like 18 hours, 20 hours a day, and I've had countless days when I work like that. In fact, even now, my working day is nothing less than 12 to 13 hours a day. In fact, if you check our WhatsApp groups and the description in it, it says 24/7. Many times I wake up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night, and I'm working till 7, 8 in the morning. Then I go back to bed for a couple of hours and I'm back to work again. So we work very hard. And again, the purpose of sharing is to inspire you, to motivate you guys, and not to brag about ourselves. So focus and persistence really pays off. As a team, as a PEN team, we are here to help. We are here to give you guidance. We are here to collaborate with you. We are here for synergy, creating synergies. Like I said, with phase 2 of PEN, you're going to see a lot more features, social features, and so on and so forth. So if you are not registered on PEN, go and get registered now, and that will help you, not now as in sense, not by leaving this event, but after the event. Go and get registered, and then you'll be able to see the power of technology in the long term that will help you grow your portfolio and your property business like you've never known before. And literally, if anyone has ever said to you that they don't believe in you, I mean, literally, they can just live where they are in that world. That's their opinion and that's their perception. You are not their perception, guys. I believe in you if no one else does. And if you think this is a motivational speech, it actually is. I'm trying to motivate you, and I will do everything that's in my power to help you grow your portfolio and your property business. And that's the way I believe in it, because I literally wake up every morning and I would watch something motivational every single day, and have been doing it for the past almost 14 years, guys. So it's a good practice to watch something motivational. It's good practice to listen to people who are motivating you, who believe in you, and who are prepared to work with you. Listen to those guys and not just me. There are lots of people out there like Gary Vee and Grant Cardone and so on and so forth. It's good practice as a business owner to listen to those people, because they really do believe in you and they do really motivate you. And it is one of the things that you need to be aware of, that we can always have days when we feel low, when we are drained, when we are really having bad days and getting too many no's. We all get those days, and you really need to be focused and listening to motivational stuff all the time, every single day of your life. And again, another thing that I'd like to share with everyone is to listen to audiobooks or read books, because your vision tends to expand with knowledge. Your vision does not just expand just because you think so. It expands by listening to books, by reading books, and by getting to know about people who have actually achieved a lot more than we have as a person. So if you listen to those people, you'll be able to expand your vision and expand your network, and then be able to expand your property portfolio and your property business. And by no means the last thing probably is that one of the things that I share in many of my videos, and I'm going to share here as well, is that focus on expanding your network, guys. Because if you look at any business, for example, if you look at Uber or Rightmove or Zoopla, or for that matter, any business on the planet, Amazon or any of these businesses, Airbnb for that matter, any either a large business or a small business or a medium-sized business, at the core of it is nothing more than a simple network. So focus, if you look at, for example, Rightmove, it's a network created by someone between people who visit these sites to be able to buy these properties, at the same time agents uploading their properties. It is a network. Airbnb, a network. Amazon, retailers matching retailers with customers, a network. So focus on creating a larger network for your business that will help you grow your business, and at the core help you grow your portfolio. And last but not least, again, is another gift that I'd like to give everyone here who is attending is, again, I'm going to leave my number here, 0788 6962647. That's 0788 6962647. It's in the chat, guys. Now, this is my gift to you, which is I will personally give you a 20 minutes of a strategy session, like a one-to-one session, prepared to give you that time so we can potentially help you take you to your next step, whatever that step might be for you. If you are a novice in the property industry, I will share with you some of the strategies that you can potentially use to get to your next step. Or if you are a seasoned investor and want to pivot and work on different strategies or create multiple streams of income for that matter, and want to create more side income, send us a WhatsApp message and we will be able to have a strategy session, a 20-minute strategy session and no more, because I do tend to get very, very busy with what we do at PEN. But happy to give you a 20 minutes of strategy session to help you get to your next step, whatever that step might be for you in terms of growing your portfolio and growing your power team and growing your property business. We will happily give you that strategy session for absolutely free, guys. This is my 2 gifts for you. Like I said, we are not a training company. We are not selling anything. In fact, we will be doing many of these events in the future where we'll share a lot more about property industry and some of these strategies more in depth to help you be able to grow your portfolio and your property business for absolutely free. We do not charge for any of this. So if, for example, if you are paying for any of these training programs, my very down-to-earth, humble suggestion is not to pay too much money. If you are paying a little bit of money, it's okay, because many of these mentors are very, very experienced. But if you're paying too much money, then do not pay, because PEN is here to help you with many of these strategies. So guys, thank you for watching. I'm happy to take on questions if you want to throw more questions at us. I'm just going to go through the chat to see if there are any questions that I can potentially answer. Someone has written here, JC, I'm interested in buy to lets just for extra passive income. Give us a shout. We can help you with that. Find you these buy to lets, or if not, then we can just share with you strategies on how to find them yourself. In fact, we'll share with you strategies on how to find below market value deals, something that I did not mention here. We just managed to pick up a deal in Wembley, for example, not Wembley, sorry, in Slough. We managed to get a discount of about 35, roughly about £40,000. So good 13% discount. So we'll share with you those strategies on how to find these below market value deals. Khurjit has written, what do you think about the present property market now? I think it will bounce back after this COVID thing. So I'm just looking at the chat here to see if there are any questions. Feel free to connect with everyone, guys, from the chat. That will help you with networking. This is Rebecca. I own 2 BTL and HMOs, looking to connect with people in the yeah, I read that earlier. Looking for larger renovations. Rebecca, if you're still listening, get in touch. We will either put you in touch with those people or be able to help you ourselves in some cases. I carry out commercial to resi conversions. Carl has written, get in touch, call either in the WhatsApp groups, and we'll be able to either find you these deals or be able to collaborate on some or the other level. I sent my questions to email. So Limonas has written, I've sent some questions by email. Someone in our team will come back to you, Limonas, on that. Josh has written here, I'd like to review some land and development deals with someone, please. Please let me know if you can help. Josh Kumar, if you're listening, yes, we can help you with that. In fact, Jasim will share with you a video on how to analyze these deals yourself with a spreadsheet. Watch that video, look at the spreadsheet. If you still struggle, happy to give you a strategy session and take it from there. Josh has written his number there. We have Ash here. That's inspirational, man. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Basit. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Gurnek. Harry has asked about rent to rents. Muzzy has answered your question. If you'd like to get in touch with Muzzy, send us a WhatsApp message and we'll put you in touch with Muzzy, who is focused on rent to rent. Thank you, Limonas again. Thank you, Lydio. Rashminda, if you're looking for rent to rent, we are open-minded estate agency. Rashminda runs an estate agency. So do get in touch with us and we'll put you through to Rashminda here. I know he's locally based to where we are in Slough near Heathrow. Limonas has written, show the chaos. Yeah, we need to get through this chaos. I think everyone needs to wait for that. It's a good time to educate yourself, guys. Follow some of these mentors, watch their free stuff. If they're charging too much money, I don't recommend. If they're charging a little bit of money, it might be a good idea to take on their mentoring. Sunil is actually an insurance broker. If you would like to get in touch with him, he's very, very good. We'll put you in touch with him. In addition, Jasim has written Rightmove, Zoopla, and other online portals as Estate Gazette is another one that you can look at. In fact, some of the deals can actually be found on, there are some other websites, Christie's, and there are many other websites that can potentially, you can look at to be able to find these deals, guys. We can share a list. If you send us a WhatsApp message, we can do that. Kuljit has written, I'm gonna go. What was the most profitable strategy? I missed that. You were mentioning tech. Yes, the 2 or 3 topmost strategies are tech, using tech to solve some of these problems, as well as planning uplift and development deals are some of the most profitable strategies. Conversions from office to resi, these are very, very profitable strategies. Rakesh has asked that, Rakash. Siva has asked, I do HMOs conversions within Newcastle and Croydon area. We also operate them. open for connections. Siva, send us a message. We'll send you the link to our WhatsApp groups. You can get lots and lots of connections there. Paul, yes, spreadsheets. Paul, by all means, will share that with you. Paul is our accountant. He's very, very good. If anyone wants to get in touch with a vetted property accountant, we'll put you in touch with Paul. Get in touch with us and we'll put you through. Nafisa, how much do we need to start for small rent-to-rent deal? You would, for a rent-to-rent deal, I think you'd need about £4,000 to £5,000, depending. You may be able to get away with a little lesser than that, but I think you do need a little bit for furniture. I think even there are furniture companies leasing these days, so you can actually do a rent-to-rent deal for not a lot of money, maybe 2 or 3 grand. That's your question, Nafisa. The spreadsheet, yes, we'll send you the spreadsheet. Help on land analysis, please. We'll send you the video and the spreadsheet. And by all means, feel free to send us a message to book you a strategy session, Josh here. And again, I'm just going through any tips, contacts to use for assisted sale projects, how to protect the money you're putting into someone else's property. You need to have a very strong legal team. We can put you in touch with our vetted partner. Please do get in touch and we will put you through. Thank you, Ajay. Aran, thank you. I've got a 4-bed HMO, bed home with planning permission to convert into 8-bed HMO in Bristol. Do you have any buyers that would be interested? Aran, we have a very, very large investor database. If it's a good deal, it's not overpriced, we can help you sell this very, very easily. We have a very, very active investor database. Thank you, Limonos, once again. Naren has asked, I'd like to speak to someone doing rent-to-rent, please. Naren, send us a message and we'll put you through to someone who is rent-to-rent deals very, very actively within the PEN network, and they will be able to share with you their experience with you. Zui has asked, with bridging, does it matter where the money comes from? No, it doesn't, for as long as the source of the money can be proved. For FCA regulations, guys, that's very, very important, but it doesn't really matter where the money is coming from for as long as the source can be proved for FCA regulation, guys. Shilpa, thank you for watching. Thank you, Siva, once again. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Gurnak. Thank you, Jordan. What's the minimum percentage yield would you look at on a BTL deal, and same for HMO? On a BTL, depending on the location, in London, you would be looking at between 3 to 5%. Central London, you're looking at less than 3%, but up north, you could be looking at 6, 7, or even 10%. For HMOs, I would normally not take anything that pays 20% if I was looking at a HMO. We'd normally look at something that can be converted to a HMO, which means that it can pay return on investment much, much higher. I hope that answers your question, Jordan. Miguel, is sourcing rent-to-rent possible during COVID? The answer is no, because according to government guidelines, we are not allowed to do viewings. And I would recommend everyone to stick to government guidelines, because if things really start to go worse for us, it actually starts to spread more, then we can all be in trouble. I would say our health is wealth. So if we are still alive by the end of this COVID, I'm not being pessimistic here, guys, taking it in a funny way, but we do need to get through this COVID to be able to work on any of the deals, because there's no valuations happening, and you should not really be doing any viewings for your safety reasons and for your family's health and safety as well. Thank you, Sunil, for watching. Rakash, thank you. Thank you once again. Indy, Hijack, you mentioned Nimbus. Any other useful sources? We use Land Insight and Nimbus at the moment, but I'm pretty sure there are more software tools that you can potentially look for. Send us a message. We will look up more for you, but we do use Land Insight and Nimbus. Please send me the spreadsheet. Shilpa, send us a message. We'll send you the spreadsheet. Nafisa, thank you once again. Jasim has left his number and my number. If you'd like the link to the video of deal analysis and the spreadsheet, you can either send me a message or Jasim a message. Ajay, please send us a spreadsheet. We'll do that. Zway, we'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Dipesh. Once again, thank you, Miguel. Thank you guys. Hemel, thank you once again. How is everyone doing? Rebecca, thank you once again. Rebecca, Mazi, thank you once again. Lydio, thank you. JC, I'm on listening mode as I'm still working. Thank you, Rishi, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sam, once again. I'm just looking at the messages. I'm not sure what's happening with these messages. I think they keep going back to it. Oh, there's loads of messages. So yeah, thank you guys once again. Look after yourself, and I will see you on our next event, which we are planning sort of next month. We'll make sure that more is covered. We'll ask in the WhatsApp groups, what is that you'd like us to cover? Like I said, we've covered many things in the property industry. We may need to pick up 1 or 2 strategies and go to a lot more depth to some of these strategies, and we will do that in the next few coming months with yourself through these online platforms, Zoom. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have an absolutely amazing day, and keep safe, stay in, follow the government guidelines, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye for now.